Hey, how's it going? I'm Tossing, and in this video, I'm going to tell you 10 things I wish I knew when I started playing Vault Hunters. Okay, number one, let's talk about keybinds. So when you first load into Vault Hunters, you don't really know what the default keybinds are. So I recommend going into Options, Controls, Keybinds, hitting the checkbox for category, and searching for Vault. This will list all the available keybinds you can set for the Vault Hunters mod, and a lot of these are handy. So the magnet doesn't initially have a keybind set to it, and this will toggle it off and on, and this is handy when you're inside the base to turn it so you can turn it off or on if you just want to drop something and not pick it up. Um, the active bounty quick view is nice. So if you have a bounty and you don't remember, if you're inside the vault and you don't remember what it is, you can hit that keybind and it will open up a menu showing you what the quest is. Um, Also, a nice one is the quest screen. So when you first initially load into the game, you have a quest book, and you're doing all the quests for the quest book, and so you don't need to keep that on you anymore. You can get rid of that because you can open it up with this keybind. And also all the skills that you will eventually unlock don't have keys set to them. So as you unlock skills, I recommend setting keys to those skills so you can use them faster. Number two, when you use a skill, it goes on cooldown, which you can see the cooldown on the bottom left of your screen. But when you get a bunch of skills, it gets harder to keep track of your cooldowns and know when skills are available or not. So an option that is default to off is I recommend turning on, and that is you go in the options, accessibility, Vault Hunters options, which is on the top right, and then cooldown GUI, and set this the center. Now when you use a cooldown, the cooldown will show up on the bottom center of your screen, and even if you have 10 cooldowns going at once, you'll be able to see all the cooldowns going, and it's just nice to have. Number three, in Vault Hunters, there's a menu that's not in the game menu when you press escape. If you press O, this menu pops up, and this is so you can customize your HUD. And this has a lot of options, things like where you can keep track of the durability of your armor, or you can look at your inventory without opening up your inventory, or looking at your potion buffs, and you can move all these things around. So it's nice to know it's there, and it's something that you'll go over time and go into and change over time. Number four, this might be minor, but when you first load into a vault, the timer doesn't start until you leave the initial room. So, and that's the portal room. So take your time and make sure you have everything set before you set off into the vault. Number five, when you're looting a chest in a vault, you can open it and shift click things into your inventory. But a better way to do that is hit the sort container button, or make a keybind for that, and you can do that by searching for sort in the keybind menu. But if you hit the keybind for that, it'll sort the inventory, and then you can hold shift and left click and slide your mouse over everything, and it'll bring everything into your inventory. Number six. So this might be another minor thing, but the Vault Hunters doesn't tell you it. Your health doesn't have and while you're in a vault, your health doesn't regen. So it's handy to have the heal skill ability, so you can heal over time. So um, yeah. So just know that your health doesn't regen from having full food, and that food is just kind of so you can sprint. Number seven. A nice thing to know that Vault Hunters doesn't tell you is that you are able to craft an elytra in the game. So this takes a bunch of stuff that you can get from outside or outside ends inside the vault. So you need string, stuff from the phantoms, and then a couple things from inside the vault. It's pretty easy to make. Number 8. As you're leveling, you should be working on your quests. And as soon as you do your quest for your vault tool, you'll be rewarded with 4 jewels. And these jewels are Ornate Affinity, Gilded Affinity, Living Affinity, and Coin Affinity. What the affinities do is make it so your tool that you apply them to are good at destroying that type of chest. So then the next quest will be to get a jewel applicator station. So acquire that and you can complete that quest. But as soon as you're done with that, I recommend making a sickle. Okay. And so make a sickle and then apply those 4 jewels to the sickle. So why a sickle? It's because when you're hitting a chest and it goes away, you'll start hitting the block behind it. And if the sickle isn't good against anything other than leaves, so you'll start hitting the blocks behind it and you won't break them. This will make your tool not to be able to destroy stuff that's behind the chest, making the tool last a lot longer. Number 9, let's look at quality of life mods that are included in Vault Hunters that you can use right away. So let's go into options, controls, keybinds, and category, and let's look at the keybinds for Quark. So the 2 things we're going to look at are hotbar swapper and rotation lock. Hotbar swapper uses Z and rotation lock is K. So um, hotbar swapper is when you can switch your hotbar with a row in your inventory. So if you press Z and it shows you your whole inventory down on the bottom, and then you can either press 1, 2, or 3 to switch to that row. That row will be switched to your hotbar, and your hotbar will be switched to that row. So it's a handy thing. I use it all the time. But yeah, I think it's handy. So I hit 1 and it's now my hotbar. I like it. The second thing is the rotation lock. And this is kind of more hard to understand, but if you hit K, that symbol next to my cursor shows up. And what this does is it locks the rotation of a block to face a certain direction when you're putting it down. So let's say I have a piston and I want the piston to face like I'm facing up. I want it to face straight down. So like if you wanted to face it, make a piston face straight down, you could put it like this while facing straight up. You can put it against this wall. But what if I wanted to put it on the ground? Well, I can look straight up, hit K. That locks the rotation in that direction. And then if I could just hit it on the ground, the piston is now facing the ground. And so I think that's a handy thing to have in the game. And also, if you hit K on accident, then that's how you get rid of that symbol. You just hit K again. The next mod, quality life mod to look at is called Jade. So let's look at the keybinds, category, Jade. So there's a bunch of stuff here, but the main thing you want to look at is show overlay. And this is the numpad number 1. So if we go out and hit numpad number 1, this makes a overlay on the top of your screen that tells you what you're looking at. So I'm looking at this lantern. It's telling me, okay, at the top, that's a lantern. Okay. I'm looking at the Vault Enchanter. It's telling me I'm looking at the Vault Enchanter. And I'm looking at this crystal cluster. It's telling me that. So this is handy for like if for newish players and for even more advanced players, because it kind of tells you information that you want to figure out about a block that you're looking at. So like let's say you're mining for ore and you're like, oh, what ore is that? what mod does that ore go with? Well, if you look at the block with Jade, it'll tell you what ore it is and what mod it's part of. So let's say it'll say like uranium mechanism, and then so you're like, oh, that's mechanism. I'm not going to use that for a long time, so I don't need that, or I don't need to mine it. Also, another handy thing is that if you look at chess, um, we all know that when we are starting the game, we have a chess monster and we have a ton of chess. So instead of looking at every chest or like opening every chest one at a time to find something in the chest, you can look at a chest and then hold shift and it shows you everything that's in the chest. So instead of opening them, you can just look at all your chests and find what you're looking for. I think it's very handy. Number 10, and probably the most important one, is to know about and join the official Vault Hunters Discord. The way you do that is you go to the official website for Vault Hunters, which is vaulthunters.gg, and then you scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a link for Discord right here. And then after it loads, you hit the accept invite, and then you either have to log in or make an account, and that will give you access to the official Discord for Vault Hunters. And there's a lot of information in here. Maybe it's overwhelming, but the main things you need to know are on the left here. There's different channels, and you can click in them. And pretty much the main ones you need to know about are the gameplay help. And in here, um, if you have any questions about mods or anything that has to do in game, like you are struggling to get refined storage to work or something, they will go out of their way to help you get that situated and get it working. And then also in the VH Help General channel, this is where if you're having any technical difficulties, like if you're having FPS problems, or if you can't get Vault Hunters working or Vault Hunters is crashing, go in here and tell them what's going on and they will try to help you. I can't recommend joining the Discord enough. The community is awesome. Everybody in here is very friendly and helpful. So it will make your Vault Hunters experience even better than it already is. Well, thanks for watching. If you thought this video was helpful, please consider liking and subscribing the video. And if you would like to see more like this, then let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.